Another sign of where we're at that we need to be aware of and pay attention. The mystery man. The mystery man, the Antichrist, or for the Jews, it would be the false Messiah. Mystery man, a couple things that are that have happened recently that we know of that kind of point towards the direction of he's here. The Antichrist is on the scene. He just hasn't been revealed yet. He won't be revealed until after the rapture of the church, because we're supposed to be looking for Jesus, not looking for the Antichrist. So always remember that. We can do our little fun games of speculation and stuff like that, but I don't think it's going to be anybody that we're going to know. It's somebody behind the scenes, hidden. So I don't think as Christians we're going to know. And we're also looking for Jesus. We're not looking for the Antichrist. But that doesn't mean that when he's possibly spoken of or hinted at, that doesn't mean we don't pay attention. We know about Prince Charles' speech, who's now King Charles. He'll always be Prince Charles, just, you know what I mean? Back at COP 26, where he was talking about a certain man where he will have more money than the global GDP and governments combined and everything, and he will be in control and all that stuff. He made a very specific reference to one individual person. And then also something that we've noticed is there's been a couple of ultra-Orthodox Jewish rabbis who they claim to be in communication with the Messiah. Now, remember, they're looking for a false Messiah. So they may be looking at this or talking to this person and they may believe that it's their Messiah, but it could either be just a man claiming that, or it could be the Antichrist himself. Either way, we've got two rabbis now. Two rabbis. One was in communication for several years. He just recently died this year, but it sounds like that connection has been passed off to another rabbi who is now in communication with this guy as well. So we've got the Jewish rabbis, ultra-Orthodox, high-ranking rabbis who believe that they're talking to the Messiah, who it would be the false Messiah, and then Prince Charles made reference to him as well. So there's been a couple of instances where this mystery man, Mr. Antichrist, has been referenced. And so that's definitely something that we need to be paying attention to. Remember, we're not looking for the Antichrist, but when that stuff happens, we go with that. Now, if we move on to the next one, lawlessness. Oh boy. There's been a whole heaping load of that. There is tons of lawlessness. If you take a look at Matthew 24, chapter 24, verse 12, makes reference to lawlessness. There's a bunch of verses about it. I just picked this one out just because. And it says, "And because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold." Remember, the Antichrist he's the son of perdition. He is the lawless one. He's going to bring lawlessness with him. And now that we're seeing not only lawlessness now, but growing global lawlessness, that's pointing in the direction that not only is the Antichrist here, but it's also the fact of more signs of these end times. Lawlessness, let's just go through some of the stuff that has happened recently so you can kind of piece it all together. There was the BLM riots.
Christy and Laura, what you're seeing behind me is one of multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin over the course of the night.
Black Lives Matter riots that were taking place. That wasn't just a U.S. thing. Most of the damage was in the U.S., but that did happen in other parts of the world as well. There's the BLM riots that were going on. There was the fact of crimes without punishment is now taking place, where they're making it so if you don't, like in New York or California or both, I can't remember exactly where, if you don't steal over a certain amount of money, then you can't be punished for it and whatnot. So people are just going in and stealing just enough so they don't get in trouble for these. So they're allowing lawlessness to happen. They're creating new laws to create lawlessness, which is just, I mean, that's like lawlessnessception. Lawlessness inception. If you catch that reference. So we've got all of that going on. There is the fact of murder, theft, and assault crimes are breaking records. Now, I mean, we are smashing through records. Unheard of numbers for murder and theft and assault. And then if you add in abortion on that, the murder just jumps. I mean, it's historical. It's biblical really no other way to put it. There's the Illinois purge law that we talked about, where it's just going to be complete anarchy going on over there. Then there's governments just ruling without law, pretty much. They're dismissing any rule of law. They're dismissing any constitution, anything globally, not just in the United States, but globally. They're just doing whatever they want to push along whatever they want. That counts for the lawlessness as well. Even the governments themselves are being lawless. They're becoming lawless. There's more out there, but that's just like I said, we're just taking a quick little jaunt. So if you need to try and connect this with somebody, this is how you do it. Lawlessness is everywhere, and it's coming exactly like Scripture told us. Lawlessness abounds, and the lawless one is going to bring it with him.